show.
Yeah. Sorry.
What's going on?
All right. Hang on. Oh, sorry. So we've got Angela Scanlon on the show.
Yeah.
And so she's doing a show that's all about interiors, but they use VR headsets. They use, like, virtual reality. It's super realistic. And, yeah, to be fair, I was just giving it a go. Yeah. I got a little bit bored of doing interiors, though.
Yeah.
So I put it in space.
Oh, what? Let me look at this.
Yeah, there you go. Check that out.
Oh, what?
Oh, put your hands out. You're controlling it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
All right, I know you like that one, right? But what about this one, right? Go from space to surfing.
Oh.
Ooh,
what?
There you go. There you go. Look.
Whoa.
Super realistic as well.
That is incredible.
They've added like a water feature.
Oh, it's amazing. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's
good,
like I can
eh?
feel the spray coming off the ocean.
You ready?
It's
Here
amazing.
comes a big wave.
Yeah,
Here it
You idiot.
Yeah.
Absolute idiot. I've got a show to do.
It's the weekend and I'm feeling good. I got the sunlight on my face. Wake up now, it's the weekend and I'm feeling my best. Wake up now, it's the weekend. And everything will be okay.
Well, welcome to Mark and Roman's Weekend Best.
Yeah, you join yourself off there.
Yeah, you wait, I'll get you back.
Now, it's the final Sunday in May, so surely that means some summer sunshine must be on the horizon. Now, whilst we wait for that, sit back, just let us entertain you.
And joining us this Sunday is a woman who can make all our home decor dreams come true. Angela Scanlon.
Yes! And it's a comedian turned serious actor, turned TV detective, turned children's author. Now turned back to actor and then back into a detective again. It's Ben Miller! Now, as usual as well, the Cloud will provide us with content throughout the show. And to start us off, it's got a musical question. What was the #1 song on this day back in 2001? Ooh. Ben? Any ideas?
Something Robbie Williams. Something by Robbie Williams.
Very good shout. Robbie's a good shout. OK, go on then, Angela.
Well, I did a show on the Naughties recently, so I think it was kind of like, I don't know what, I would either go Britney, Justin or the Spice Girls.
Oh, this is post-Spice.
Good.
2001 is post-Spice.
Well, no, I don't think it is. Like, they launched in the 90s, but they landed a couple early noughties, I feel.
OK.
I love it. You're so...
OK.
This
Yeah.
is post-Spice.
My world... It was... Everything shifted on its axis for a moment there. I was like, wait, what? What?
I mean, I said it with confidence, now I feel unsure.
I feel it's
I'm going with Spice Girls.
Spice Girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going with Spice Girls. Dan, what are you going for?
I'm going to go post-Spice. But I'm going to go Jerry Halliwell.
Yeah, that's shrewd.
Record
Shrewd.
that his mum was on, and it went to #1.
Mi Chico Latino.
It was called Bag It Up.
Wow.
It's a great song.
Yeah, mum was on it.
Really?
Yeah, she was singing on it with Jerry Halliwell.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know
There you
that.
go. You wouldn't-
Great.
How would he know?
Yeah, the answer actually is... Oh!
Who's that?
That's Club 7.
Oh, my God!
Angela,
I
were you
know that.
hosting this show? You just said, who's that? Well, I'm available for hire for any noughties-based musical shows. It was S Club's Brit Award-winning song, Don't Stop Moving. And to be fair, the members of S Club 7 were picked by pop supremo Simon Fuller after auditioning over 10,000 hopefuls.
Wow.
Now, that is some audition process.
Yeah.
Ben, Angela, I imagine that, you know, throughout your careers, you've had some memorable auditions. I mean, Angela, have you ever been part of a casting that you can never erase from your memory?
One of my first jobs was like for the Voice, but the digital presenter for the Voice. And so I'd had a conversation. I was like, I could definitely do it. Came with my notes. I had loads of ideas. The exec then said to me, "It was lovely to meet you. To be honest, we're probably going to go with the YouTuber." And I was like, what am I even here for? And I remember thinking, I was really taken aback because it was just not what I expected. So I went to the loo, had a little word with myself. And so I thought, OK, I can either just leave with my tail between my legs or I can go back in. And I said, so I'm just going to throw this in there. And I was like, I know YouTube is a thing, but, you know, they're used to chatting about themselves in their bedrooms. And, you know, these are people auditioning for, like, life-changing moments. And so if you want somebody who can interview people when they're at their most vulnerable, then I think it's a different gig and I think I'd be great at it. And she was like, OK, noted. And I got the gig.
What? You got the gig? Wait a minute, you talked your way into a job.
There you go. Angela
yeah.
Scanlon taking jobs away from
YouTubers.
Potential YouTubers.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think they're fine. They're making money while they sleep.
But it's true.
I have to work for it.
But you did that. You went from up here to down here, back to up there.
Yeah.
So well done.
I have done so many horrendous auditions. I wouldn't know where to start. I think by far the worst are the commercials castings. I don't know what it is. There's a slight kind of it's a bit like a cattle market. It's almost got a number, not a name. They're just waving you through. They always ask you to do something that seems incredibly humiliating to the point where you wonder whether the whole thing is a set-up, whether there really is an advert. And I just remember doing this one where they said, well, it's for an alien. The alien's running amok. What you've got to do... He said, first of all, can you run amok? And I said, yeah, absolutely. That's page one, isn't it? Yeah. Running amok. And they said, OK, well, it's a suit. It's a bit of a tricky thing. There is a suit. I said, it's absolutely no problem. He said, you're not claustrophobic at all? I said, no problems whatsoever. So they pull it up to here, it goes up to your waist, big green, fluffy trousers. And then I think, I'm fine with this. And then they put the head on. Oh. Right? And your arms fit in the side like this, right? And the head goes on the top and it comes down to your elbows. So I'm like this. I can't move. I start to have a panic attack. And literally, I'm like this. I'm like this. I can't get it off. Get it off. You can't hear me. It's a big fluffy hat. They're filming it. I didn't get the job. I said to my agent, what didn't they like? They said they think you underplayed it.
Oh, no!
No! So I was having a panic attack.
Oh, amazing.
I was having an actual panic attack in the suit. I can't run any more amok than that.
I mean,
it doesn't get more amok.
The thing is, you should send that as an audition tape for the Masked Singer or the Masked Dancer.
Yeah.
Well, that would be tempting, wouldn't it?
Anyway, we've all sat around and imagined what life would be like if we lived in our perfect house. Well, our first guest can bring those dreams to a virtual reality with her latest show. Angela, you really do make people's dreams come true.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It sounds a little, worthy for me. But, yeah. We give them a nice house. Well, we don't give them, they pay for it. So actually, I don't know what...
You make people pay a lot of money. You take people's jobs away and you make people pay a lot of money.
I'm an absolute nightmare. I should be behind bars, frankly. But yes, yeah, I think, anyone who's done a home, makeover or who's renovated their house knows how stressful it is. And so the virtual reality element, as you so beautifully demonstrated, kind of, it's photo real imagery. And so it allows people to walk around, two proposed designs and really imagine what it would be like to actually live in it. So then when they do hand over their hard-earned cash, they kind of know what they're getting.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Why don't they just keep the headset on?
Forever.
Save the money.
Yeah, good idea.
It could work, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Come in, just pop that on. Look at this place.
It would work until you need to sit down on that lovely couch. And it's not actually there.
I can imagine if you're an architect and you've built a home and then all of a sudden people go into it and they start putting their own stuff in there, you'll go, well, it wasn't built for that.
Totally.
And it wasn't really bad because they compete, don't they, for their designs?
Yeah, they compete. So there's this series. So we're now on series 3. There's 6 architects. So we have past 2 series, 2 architects head to head, and now we've got an amazing team of architects who all compete against each other, which means that you just get much more range and different styles, different ethos and approach. So it's always very surprising, which is nice. But yes, some of the architects are wildly competitive.
Do you know, I absolutely love the show. I really do.
Oh, thank you.
And so does my wife.
Good.
And we've got a clip.
Great. We've got a budget of 65.
Yeah.
a lot of money, but like a lot to tackle in that house.
Really mindful that that the building is for you, the house, the home is yours. Maybe with a slight minimal toned down frou-frou. I don't know if that exists.
Okay, frou-frou light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really cool. The last series, that you had some moments where the homeowners, when they put the headset on and they saw what they were looking at, they weren't too happy. Is it awkward? What do you do in that moment?
But, I mean, for me, hosting the show, I don't make these designs, so I'm not personally attached to them. I love it when they hate it.
Yeah.
From a telly point of view, that's gold for me. So, yeah, actually, this series as well is a couple of episodes from now, but there is a moment where there's a prop that's brought out, and I don't want to give it away, but there's the couple live relatively close to the beach. A lot of their happy memories are built around that, and one of the architects gets a little bit giddy, I would say, and brings a prop that the guy is slightly confused by. Let's just leave it at that. But last series we did have one lady who put on the headsets, and you kind of think, like, this is going to be on telly, you know, style it out. If you're underwhelmed, you know, wow, and then have a chat later. She was like, I hate it.
No.
It's just...
But that's so good.
I mean, it's perfect. But less so for the architect who's poured their heart and soul into this design. You know, we're like, yes! Oh, sorry. They really do like it. I think she's just acting.
I do wonder sometimes, like, if hairdressers get that a lot, because you know when they finish a haircut and they show you at the end and they go, is that good, that good, that good? No matter how bad it is, you go, love it.
Yeah.
Love it, really great. You also did a spin-off version of the show as well.
We did a spin-off version in COVID. Which was great. Lots of people, you know, didn't have the luxury of being able to work, and I was around the country in a van looking at people's gardens. And
so it's your garden made perfect.
Your garden made perfect. Yeah, it does exactly what it says.
Are you a VR Charlie Dimmock, basically?
Basically, except I have worn a bra for most of the episode.
You're a busy girl. You've also got a podcast going.
I
Thanks
do.
A million.
Yeah, thanks a million.
Tell us about that.
So, it's a podcast I started, and actually we kind of ramped it up in lockdown because it was one of the things I could do from my bedroom. And so we're now 4 series in, and it's around gratitude, but we kind of touch on the big thank you moments in people's lives. So the thank you next, the thanks that got away, and kind of, some quite profound answers, and then some silly, you know, anecdotes. And it's just a way, I suppose, to kind of explore someone's life in a slightly less kind of linear way, you know, with the focus on gratitude, because I'm a bit, you know, airy-fairy.
One thing I have to ask you about, your podcast, you have a newsletter attached.
I do.
I haven't heard of a newsletter in a very long time.
Yeah, OK, no, it's
Do you fax it to people?
I don't fax it to people. And it's funny, because newsletters... So I started writing a blog back in the day.
Yeah.
And that sounds really like, oh, I had a weblog.
No, but like...
How old are you?
But to be totally honest, I like the idea of a newsletter accompanying a podcast, but I've never...
Yeah. Well, it doesn't really... I mean, the themes definitely overlap, and there's a lot of wellness kind of subjects, just because, you know, that's what I'm into. But I kind of thought it was quite retro, but apparently not. They're having a big resurgence.
Is it newsletter? You mean you print something on a...
No, I don't print it. Do you think it's printed as well?
Yeah, it's faxed.
It's
through. Faxed, yeah.
I thought you printed it out and you sent it to
Shut
everybody.
up, you
like
did
the old
not.
Ballet fan club newsletter.
No, but it's a little quaint and personal like that. Because, you know, we have your email, so it's like... Dear Ben, happy Sunday. So it arrives in your inbox around about now, actually. So you can, you know, read it over your coffee or while you're watching the lads. And yeah, we touch on all things, and it's actually a love. Yeah, it's cute. I love it.
Your most recent one, you spoke about your love of mushrooms.
I did.
Is that something you should
could be taken out of context?
Yeah, I know. From my dad's experience, you shouldn't be admitting to those things.
Okay. Not on telly. I like a shiitake. as much as the next girl. Anyway, it's not the mushrooms you're talking about, so don't try and get me in trouble. But I do love mushrooms.
Just don't get them from Hampstead Heath.
No.
Why? Why not?
I think
are they the
move on.
The road?
Angela, great to have you here. It really is. And you can see Angela in Your Home Made Perfect on BBC Two, Monday at 8 p.m.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Time for a quick break, but don't go anywhere because Ben Miller will be telling us about his brilliant new crime drama.
Plus, we'll be taking our guests on a trip down musical memory lane. See you in a few minutes.
Wake up now, it's the weekend, and everything will be okay.
Welcome back to Martin Roman's Weekend Best. Ben Miller and Angela Scanlon are here with us today.
Yep. And Ben, we're going to be investigating your latest role in just a moment. But first, we want to showcase some other superstars. Some four-legged friends that are looking for a loving home of their own in Pause for Thought.
Love this. Now, I want to talk celebrity pets first. Ben, your lovely dog.
My lovely dog, Jet.
Jet. Look at that.
What a
Black Russian
beauty.
Terrier, she's about 2 years old.
Did you call her
I feel like
Jet?
I'm doing Miss World or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wants world peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We like that teddy bear.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. And the dog can't see.
Yeah. Like Claudia Winkleman.
Yes.
Yes. There you go.
Exactly. Exactly like.
Well, look, let's visit today's sanctuaries to meet some poor-based pals looking for homes. Now, first up, personal favourite of mine, Curly. Look at Curly's. Now, Curly, right, so cute. It's Poodle Bichon Frise cross from the No Boundaries Rescue Centre in Guildford in Surrey. Now, honestly, Curly is just like one of my favourite dogs I think we've ever had on
What
here.
a beautiful thing.
I know.
Well, doesn't
slightly
he look
getting-
like a dog that people pay a lot of money
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, so he's currently being fostered as sadly his owners had to give him up. He's 2 years old. In fact, it was his birthday on Friday.
Slightly getting the drummer from the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Yeah, exactly. Loving
It's a bit
dog.
retro, doesn't it?
That one, yeah.
You know what? It says loving dog, a little bit anxious, just looking for his forever home.
I've got a little dog here called Cloda. Cloda's just come over from Romania, been saved there. Beautiful little thing.
I love
Now,
Cloda.
all she wants is some
Just play.
space.
Yeah.
Space and a loving family, nice sofa to sit on. She'll be more than happy. By all accounts, she loves her food as well.
Look at that picture.
She is divine.
What an absolute beauty. You can find Cloda at the Mayflower Sanctuary in Doncaster in South Yorkshire. As you can see there, the website is on the screen. Now, lastly, again, great name, Tractor. Do you see Tractor?
Whoa.
Tractor, exactly. Tractor is a cross lurcher from Mrs. Murray's cat and dog home in Aberdeen in Scotland. He's about 7 years old, arrived there just over a year ago. Very loving, loves a bit of belly rubbing, of course he does. Nervous around other dogs. It says here, will need someone to continue his training, but he's made so much progress. So yeah, he's looking for an adult home where he's the only pet in the house.
It's pretty.
I think Tractor
It's a
is one of
beauty.
the best names.
Tractor. What's your dog's? Mark, what's your dog's name? Fluffy. What's your dog's name? Rainbow. What's your dog's name? Tractor. Ledge. Ledge. No, Tractor's got to get home.
Tractor.
Sure.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
it's
hope-
driving
get
into
Tractor
somebody's
home.
home.
Yeah, let's get all of these guys and
Yeah.
girls some lovely, lovely homes.
Yeah. For more information on any of the animals featured, please contact the rescue centres directly.
Now, it is time to ask our guests to share some of their musical memories by adding some more tracks to our Memories mixtape. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to give you both some topics, and all you have to do is tell us what song reminds you of that wonderful memory.
Yeah. So let's have the first topic, please. Birthday. Okay, so what song reminds you of birthday? Andrew, I'm going to come to you first.
Oh, so it is a birthday. It's an actual birthday, and it's the day my daughter was born, and I had a playlist that was way too short, by the way. If anyone's having a baby, 50 minutes is not going to cut it. However, Stormzy Blinded by Your Grace was the song that my daughter was born to. And
song.
it's an amazing song, and yeah, it makes me sound a little cooler than I am. So I'm into it.
Love that.
I mean, it's a perfect song. Let's take a listen. It is fantastic.
A great tune.
I mean, out of all the songs to be born to,
I know.
this is like your daughter must have come out like this.
Yes! Hello!
I have arrived! So good. Ben, what about yourself?
Oh, so well, birthdays. I always think of the birthdays I had in the 90s for some reason, and it's tub thumping. Chumbawamba.
Let's take a listen.
Which is one of those.
Yeah!
What a great song.
Because you get up, don't you? You get up to that song and you think, what am I going to do? I can't dance to this. So what am I going to do? I just throw myself around. What do I do? Smash a window? What do I do? What do I do? Help me! Help me!
Like an alien.
I'm an alien! I'm an alien! Having a panic attack!
Let's have a look at another one, shall we? First gig. Angela, let's go to you.
My first gig was Boys Own.
What a gig.
What a gig. Yeah. And it was before they hit the big time, because Ronan is actually from the same town as me, or lived in the same town as me, Dunshaughlin. And so it was in the local, like, nightclub that obviously I was too young for at the time. And
what song were they playing?
Love Me? No, Love Me For A Reason, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Love Me For A Reason.
Yeah.
Let's take a listen. Just take you back there. So, yeah, you're in the nightclub.
Let me be there in broad daylight, like it was 5 o'clock on a Saturday evening, and we're all there, touching distance, but obviously that wasn't allowed. And oh, it was fantastic.
Ben,
Yeah.
what about you?
Well, the first gig I went to was the Rolling Stones. At Wembley Stadium. I think I was trying to figure out. It was the Still Life tour, which I think puts it early '80s, and it was the beginning of It was sort of the beginning of stadium gigs. It was like the first.
Yeah.
This was like a new thing at the time. You go and see a band in a stadium. That's incredible. I remember being at the front. I got quite near the front because we were 60s. We got there very early, waiting near the front, and then there was 70,000 people behind us, and they began the chords of "Start Me Up." And there was this surge of the crowd pushing us forward, and two people behind me went, "Who's pushing?"
It's funny because I was at that gig as well, and I was at the back saying, "Move them down!" Move them down.
Let's take a listen to that tune. I mean...
This is it. I can live my life. Surge, a wave surging towards the stage.
Let's have a break, and when we come back, we'll be forensically interrogating the wonderful Ben Miller.
Yeah, plus our guests are going to have a chance to get their hands on some top quality Kemp merch. See you in a bit.
Wake up now, it's the weekend, and everything will be okay.
Welcome back to Martin and Roman's Weekend Best.
Ben Miller and Angela Scanlon are with us today. Now, Ben, Angela, how'd you like the sound of getting yourself some exclusive Kemp merchandise?
Into it.
Yeah, of course. Well, now, here is your chances. We're going to play a little bit of a game, and if you guys can beat the Kemps, right, Ben, I know you've been on this show before, but wait till you see this, because this series, we've upgraded
Okay.
to actual We Beat the Kemps mugs. Take a look at them.
Ooh.
Nice.
Look at that. Guys, have you got a team name that you want to use?
We did think we had one in progress, didn't we?
Yes. We thought Bengela.
Yes.
Bengela.
Yeah.
I like
Or
that.
Bengela, if you want to make it sound like a,
like it.
ulcer cream.
Yeah. I like Bengela, I like Bengela, I like both of them. It sounds like a Hollywood couple in the making. That's what it sounds like.
Bengela.
Bengela.
Okay, well, look, we're going to play a little game called Top of the Swaps. Okay, so this is a favourite game of ours here, and for our guests as well. Now, let me explain how it works. The Clown has run some famous song titles through its thesaurus to give us an alternative version. The mangled song title will appear on the screen, and all you have to do is buzz in if you think you know what the real song title is. The team with the most correct answers when the time is up wins. Simple?
Simple.
Yeah, easy.
Would you like an example?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at an example. Cryptic female. It's just an example, but yeah,
Oh,
go for
fine.
it. No, Angela, go for it.
Mysterious girl, but
Hey!
Let's take a look. It is me. Very good. Okay, well, we've heard your buzzer. What does ours sound like today? Yeah, perfect.
Oh, wow, OK.
OK, cool. So, we actually, this jokes aside, we're rubbish at the moment. And
Yeah,
we
we're
are
rubbish.
losing all the budget on the show because we have lost so many mugs.
OK.
We have to win.
Yeah, I'm there, Ray. I'm with you.
Head in the game.
Yeah.
All right? All right. Fingers on buzzers. We're going to put some time on the clock as well. Ready, set, go. I'm going to say sexy back. Sexy bag! There it is!
I don't even know sexy
I feel like there's a little chink in that because that's one word, whereas the other two weren't squashed together.
Yeah, okay, all right, fine. We'll see what you think of this next one.
Disallow that one, disallow.
Disallowed. Disallowed. Unfortunate.
I'm going to go one kiss. Yes! Single smooch, how did you not get that? Right.
Come on.
I know, sorry, I'm letting us down. Boys don't cry.
Yes. Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Rich girl.
What?
Rich girl.
What is that song?
Well-to-do lady.
What's Rich Girl? Who's that?
Look, I know.
Who's the song?
Isn't it Daryl Hall and John Oates?
Go on.
Rich girl.
Uptown Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Rich girl.
Oh, all right. You just shut up. Let me play the game. All right, let's go.
So close. Under my umbrella, Ella,
Very
eh,
quick.
eh.
Very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staying alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, go on then, Ben. 5 seconds. I'm going to cancel you out. Going to pass it. Sound of the Underground.
Oh, girls aloud.
Yes. Here we go.
Watermelon sugar high.
How?
Nice.
How? Watermelon sugar. Let's take a look. How? Oh,
Very good.
Right. Hang on.
Very Styles, man.
That was
Yes,
close.
very
The
good.
time is up. I can reveal. The winners were Bendula.
Partner.
Guys, well done. It means you take home the We Beat the Kemp's mug.
That'll
But my dad and I are going to be hot on your trails because for the next game, you're not just playing for another mug.
Okay.
You're playing for the teapot.
Ooh, hello.
This is where it gets really serious.
Okay.
Are we still on the buzzies again?
No, you're not.
No,
You've got
but we can
time.
chill.
Okay, we've got time.
Let's recharge the old batteries.
To be fair, I'm not that surprised that you stole that game, Ben, because having an eagle eye for detail is exactly what Ben needed for his new character as a crime-solving criminology professor in ITV's stylish new crime drama, Professor T. Now, I'm not going to lie, Professor T, Ben, when I first heard about this, I thought it was going to be a new rap show.
Yeah.
Especially when you heard I was in it.
Yes. But your character is an actual professor.
Yes, yeah, he's a professor of criminology at Cambridge. Helps the local police solve really quirky, intriguing crimes. But he's a character with a secret. He's a character with a bit of a dark past. So he's a sort of an interesting case himself. And you're not entirely sure whether he's trustworthy or not.
Oh, OK, let's take a quick look.
The man had A, a moustache, B, a beard, C, a moustache and a beard, D, none of the above. The answer was D. It promises to be a challenging year. You may be seated. Perhaps you might redeem your collective failure by offering an explanation.
We were taken by surprise.
Most criminal enterprise relies on an element of surprise.
Very good. I mean, Professor T, a genius in his subject of criminology. So, I mean, how much of it did you actually pick up, having you know, researched it and everything? Could you solve a crime now?
Oh, yes, I mean, bring me anything.
Yeah.
My door is always open.
Yeah. But you must have researched like quite a lot into like, you know, what they do and had the chat.
Well, you do, because it's all based on real criminology. That's the interesting thing. Like, Oh, for example, there's a thing in the show called the Zimbardi hypothesis, which is an actual experiment where a guy left a car in 2 areas, one very run down, one very posh. Nobody touched the car until he smashed a window, and it's called the smashed window hypothesis. There's a whole episode, a whole story built around that in the show. So it's all based on real criminology, and it was fascinating to learn about it. 'Cause it's a very different angle on crime for the one we usually get, you know.
How many rubber gloves did you go through throughout the show? That's what I want to know. He's always wearing rubber gloves.
He's got obsessive-compulsive disorder, yeah, so he loves everything neat, wears gloves all the time, is germophobic. Of course, when we were making the show, that was going to be really revolutionary and interesting. Now, everybody's got a pair of rubber gloves.
You're ahead of its time, yeah.
We were way ahead of our time. Yeah, now we're all germophobic. We're all Professor T.
Exactly. I mean, the show has got some great moments where we get to see inside Professor T's mind in, like, dreamlike sequences.
Yes,
as well as got in there.
Fantastic fantasy sequences.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, they talk about people being... You know, Professor T is basically on that what they call the autistic spectrum. So he's... And his subject of special interest, his special ability, is being able to read people's emotional states. So he just picks it up straight from their body language. He'll know exactly what they're feeling, exactly what they're thinking, and it gives him a unique insight into the crimes, because he can just walk into a room, he can tell what everybody is thinking, and he can immediately spot the criminal.
Yeah.
Did you try this out on your family at home? Did you? Don't tell me how your day was. Don't tell me how your day was. Just walk in the door.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you.
Just act natural. Just act natural.
The show was filmed at the University of Cambridge, a lot of it, right? Where you
was at Jesus College in Cambridge. I mean, it's very... I did study there, yes. So it was very strange for me, really, as I was back. I was a student at Cambridge, and here's the really, really bizarre thing. The house that is my house in the show, there's this story where Professor T, there's this family home that's been abandoned and he wants to move back in there. That house was where I wrote some of the first comedy sketches I ever wrote. As a student friend of mine lived in one of the rooms in that house. So of all the houses in that city, I'm back there in the front garden of the place I took my sort of first, like, steps in comedy. It was mind-blowing. It was really, really very, very moving, you know, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And that helped enormously with doing the show, because obviously you're playing someone who's grown up there and you feel the huge connection yourself, you know.
What were you studying at Cambridge?
I studied physics, yeah.
You're doing a PhD in physics?
Well, I did a degree in physics, and then I did 3 years of a PhD in physics. So I was.
And then you dropped it for comedy.
Yeah.
Oh
yes,
my
exactly.
God.
Well, I wanted to be an academic. When I started, I wanted to be a professor. That's what I wanted to be, and I gradually realised that wasn't really going to happen. And you know, I discovered doing sketch comedy and I love doing that. But there's a part of me that sort of feels. You know, there's in the sort of sliding doors universe. There's a part of me that's still
You are
physics.
Professor T.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised you moved on, though, really, because it says here your proposed thesis was about the novel quantum effects in low-temperature, quasi-zero-dimensional, mesoscopic electron systems.
Very good. Give her a round of applause. That's fantastic.
Quite straightforward, really.
Yeah, straightforward.
It's a con. It's a con. All it means is electrons in dots. That's all that means. Because, you know, three-dimensional, this world, two-dimensional, flat, line, one-dimensional, dot, zero-dimensional. The zero-dimensional is the dot. Mesoscopic just means small, low temperature. That speaks for itself. It's basically electrons confined into really small spaces, and you start to see them behave like quantum mechanical objects. You start to see them behave like the electrons in atoms.
Oh, wow.
Basically.
You've made it sound so much clearer, Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Only I could have done that at the time.
No, I mean that is incredible. Are you talking about? I don't know.
I've blown your mind.
Yeah. Are you talking about the same thing that they study at like CERN and stuff like that?
Yes, exactly.
So you know about like Big Bangs?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So Big Bang would be general relativity. That's the theory that deals with things that are very big. Quantum theory, the theory that deals with things that are very small. Let's let the viewers at home in on a secret.
Yeah, go on.
This everyday thing that we all enjoy, this is not what the universe is like. The universe is so much stranger than this. When you go down to very small scales, all bets are off, and exactly the same when you go to huge scales. You know, objects so big that they warp time, and you'd live your, you could live your whole life in a second, according to your dad?
Do you know what? Brian Cox is absolutely quaking in bed right now. Here is the man that has made Weekend Best a highbrow show. We've done it, pal. We've done it. Look, time for a quick break, but stay right where you are because we'll be chatting to Ben more soon.
And Team Kemp are going to be taking on Bengala in another challenge to get their hands on some top quality Kemp merch. See you shortly.
Wake up now, it's the weekend, and everything will be okay.
Welcome back.
Ben Miller and Angela Scanlon, a.k.a. Bengala, or Bengala, are in the studio with us this morning.
Now, Ben, before the break, we were talking about Professor T.
Yeah.
Right? But I want to take you back now, way back to the 1800s, to a little show called Bridgerton.
Oh,
right?
yes.
And your part, Lord Featherington, in the show, right? I've got to read you these stats because they're unbelievable. It was the most watched series on Netflix ever. It was watched by 82 million households, and it was #1 on the platform in 76 countries. So it did all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Insane.
I mean,
It did okay.
basically.
They got another series. Yeah.
Angela, are you a fan of Bridgerton?
Do you know what? So Nicola Coughlan is a friend of mine who's Penelope, and I haven't watched the series yet.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I have a really rebellious streak in me, and because everyone was watching it, I was like, no.
Oh, you're one
not
of
for
them.
me.
You're one of them.
So I need to, but also I did that with Normal People, which is not really comparable, but also had that like wild big moment. I still have 2 episodes of Normal People that I have not watched because I kind of want to keep it in my back pocket. So I would take that as a compliment, Ben. I am going to
I wouldn't. I'd look at her with disgust.
Yeah. We need to write on those stats, 82 million minus 1.
Yeah, exactly.
I was reading that you're a particular fan of costumes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You love a little bit dressing up. Did you get to keep any of these costumes?
Well, I tell you what, I would have loved to have kept that green jacket. That was one of my favourites. There was also a sort of... You'd appreciate this, Martin.
They look a bit Spandau, I was going to say.
It is a bit Spandau. It was this sort of neck to floor length dressing gown, sort of satin dressing gown with all kinds of folds and one of those great
Like the
hats.
Pope.
Like the Pope.
You're describing the Pope.
Or a cardinal. Yeah, like a pope or a cardinal.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful looking thing. I mean, just glorious. No, we weren't allowed to keep anything. I mean, I did. All I managed to get from the show, and I'll probably get in trouble for this, I stole a newspaper. You know, I was always. If anybody's seen the show, I was often sitting there with a newspaper. I just go run my pocket at the end of the day, keep the newspaper. Because there was all the they were real reproductions of genuine 1813 newspapers. And it was fascinating little stories and things in.
I've got a bit of spoiler alert, but because at the end of the last series, Lord Featherington was bumped off. Or so we think. Do we think we will ever see him again in any guise?
Well,
His face says yes.
probably
I have that
not.
Mr. T
Probably
thing.
not. Probably not. But all I can take comfort from is you never actually saw him die. I don't want to spoil this for anybody. You never actually saw him die. And I was in a show called Death in Paradise, in which I was stabbed in the chest, and I still managed to come back for a subsequent episode. So it's got to be possible.
Yeah, 100%. If you're not busy filming, you're also writing another book as well.
I do, yeah. I mean,
He's busy.
sounds like I've got some sort of problem, doesn't it? But no, I love writing these children's books. So I write stories for children, I write novels for children. Basically, it's like first reader type books, so they're chapter books, but with stories I hope are really accessible to kids. And it was very funny when you were saying. Talking about dogs earlier, we showed the picture of Jet because that is Jet in that picture.
Oh,
this is my new book.
there he is.
How I Became a Dog Called Midnight. This is coming out in September. This is the first time anyone's seen the cover, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Much including
How come you went for Jet as the starring role?
Because I have been writing a story for each of my children. I started with my oldest son, Jackson, then Harrison, my next son. My last book was for my daughter, Lana. I've run out of kids. So I thought I would write a story about the dog. And I had this idea, ridiculous as that sounds, I had this idea about a boy who swaps bodies with a dog.
Great.
And experiences life as a dog. And I don't know about you, but I spent a lot of time wondering what my dog's thinking, what my dog's feeling, what's going on with my dog. I thought it would just be really, really fun for children to know, to like be in character as a dog and see the world as a dog sees it.
So there you go, you got another book, and also you've been podcasting as well with your old comedy partner Alexander Armstrong.
Yes.
You told us about this podcast before. You have so much fun making this podcast.
I just love it. It's called Time Ghost, and basically we're in character-ish as two critics, and we review whatever's really popular that week without having seen it.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So it's just based on our guessing what it was probably like. So it could be anything, you know. It can be an exhibition. Obviously, this week we'll be doing Eurovision. You know, you know, it can be about anything: highbrow, lowbrow, TV shows we watch. But the only criteria is that we mustn't have seen it.
Yourself from watching Eurovision.
Well, I mean, it's hard, but here we're allowed to read reviews. We're allowed to read other people's reviews of things because that's the idea with critics. So of course, you know, I've read the stories, but you know, you only need to read a sort of review. I mean, null point. I mean,
I know.
I mean, and you see the guy how happy he was to get null point, and you think that's what it means to be British.
Yeah. Do you know what? The thing is James was on the show with us the day that he was on.
How did he take it?
Buzzing.
Buzzing. Yeah,
He
loved
was
it.
buzzing.
Absolutely loved
The
it.
loveliest, happiest man.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but when I watch that show, it's because we're so cynical. That's why they don't give us any points. It's because we're so cynical as a nation towards that particular show.
Yeah.
And I think it's wonderful.
Well, it's also because Amanda Holden said that she couldn't differentiate between French and Dutch, which I don't think helped us at all.
But also, hello, I'm Amanda Holden. Like nobody else introduced themselves.
I know.
So
but I mean,
funny.
you know, you and Alexander. I mean, can we expect any more from you two? I mean, I know obviously you do.
Well, do you know what we think?
It's one of the greatest, you know, comedy duos that we've had.
We would love to. I mean, I think we'd love to do something at some point. What we are thinking of doing, I mean, and if things open up a bit, is do the podcast as a live event. I think that would be really, really fun.
In character still.
In character still, yeah.
Oh, Ben, listen, it's been great talking to you. Really has. It's always fun. Thanks for coming back. And Professor T is available exclusively on BritBox from Thursday, and it's going to be shown on ITV later in the year.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Okay, so Ben and Angela, or Benjela/Benjela. It's time for our final game of the morning. We are going to be playing Seeing Double. Now, Ben, obviously, we were just mentioning it a moment ago. You were part, of course, of the famous Armstrong and Miller duo. But it's time to see how well you both know other double acts. The Cloud is going to show us some famous double acts or pairs. However, their faces have been merged together just to create one person. If you think you can unmerge the faces and name the pair, then buzz in. And if you're right, you win a point for your team. Sound good?
Very serious.
Okay. Here's an
Taking
example.
this very serious.
Here's an example. As I say, the teapots rest on the budget of the show.
That is wrong on so many levels. I'm like looking at these two handsome fellas
Ben still
together.
hasn't got it.
It's these.
Yeah. For a second, I was like, you sure, Professor?
Who was it?
Who was it? Let's take a look.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so fingers on buzzers. We're going to get some time on the clock. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Ant and Dec.
Oh, of course. Of course.
See, I really thought it was Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah. Like Rowan.
Yeah, right, next up.
Mel and Sue.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a look. Come on, Dan.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, next up. Oh, come on.
That's Armstrong and Miller.
Yes! Let's take a look. There it is. We are terrible. Come on.
Come on.
Phil and Grant.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes. Very good.
Mitchell brothers.
Oh. Holly and Phil.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, come on, we get back in.
Come on.
I can't think of the name. Take it.
Mitchell and Webb.
Very good.
Oh,
Can't
this
think
is
of the
a
name.
great game.
Oh, good. It's really...
French and Saunders. No.
Ah,
fabulous.
Gone. It's absolutely fabulous.
Fabulous, yeah.
Patsy and Andy.
Oh,
Patsy and
my
Adina.
God.
Patsy and Adina. Right, next one. I'll give it you.
Matt Lucas and David Williams.
Little
Little
Britain.
Britain.
Matt Lucas and David Williams. Well done, well done, well done. Right.
Ooh.
Oh,
Who's that? The Eurythmics?
Bros? Pass it. Mulder and Scully.
Brilliant.
they make a
brilliant.
really good
Never would
single.
Yeah.
Never would have got that.
It's oh God, Torval and Dean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Well done.
Oh, it's close.
It's close, this one.
God.
We're going to get a genuine score here, so that is the end of the game. I can reveal the winners are...
Yeah!
Well done! You have won the teapot!
Nice.
We're going to go broke.
Oh, another one's gone. Another one is
Patsy,
gone.
thing of
Yeah.
beauty.
We have to take those from my mum every time. Yeah, exactly. Oh, well done. Well done, guys.
That was
Man,
great.
that's your lot for today. But if you missed any of the show or you just fancy watching us all over again, you can catch up now on the ITV Hub.
Yeah, let's hear it for our guest, the wonderful Ben Miller!
Scanlon.
Yes, we are back next weekend with Charlotte Ritchie, Brenda Edwards, Judy Love and Anne-Marie.
Thanks so much for spending your morning with us.
See you next week!
It's the weekend.